What is going on, guys? We are here for another YouTube video. Just gonna be another test video, see what's going on, see if I can make any changes, improvements on myself. And let's dive right into this. Awkward silence as we wait for the coin toss. I might move this video into like a half play and half of a deck view so you can see the deck that I'm using. But we'll get there when we get there. This guy is taking an awful long time on some of his calls, like the coin flip in here, so I'm not sure if people do this on purpose or attach my DCE and close encounter for the draw 2. Really going for a search card here so I can get like a Litwick out or something along those lines. Running a really interesting deck here, a variety of types to go along with Pokemon. Not really helpful right there. Is that what it is? At least I did get a another basic Pokemon out here. Unless he gets a muscle band, he should not be able to knock me out here. But if he does get that muscle band, that will go for the 90 and take out my Deoxys. So it's more of a waiting game right here. Got the whole line there. He just got a Golurk out. The ancient origin one, I believe. Yeah. Mixed in with a Furious Fists. It. Is that even... I didn't know you could put a strong energy on Golurk. I don't think its previous form was in check that out here in a second. Oh, it's just a touch normal one. I'm just really doing anything at this point just to, I guess, get at it, but there's two there. That's at least something good. Psych gets third eye. That's probably what I'll use next turn. Get rid of some of the supporters so I can get some extra cards going on in here. Because I always do have this Versus Seekers along with two more that are not in my hand or discard pile. Shaman. Still a really expensive card. Going out of play next season is going to be the best guess I have. I'm surprised I haven't made like a 10 of it, the like kind of behind the price or whatever. Maybe that's on purpose, I don't know. But it gives off the Dimension Valley, which in all honesty I don't really need right now, but I don't really want to use Delinquent right now. Oh, it's a dual type Pokemon. That's why the up is the switch. Yeah, this is just where I'm gonna need my just have to get rid of all those, hopefully. No dice. Well, that's just how it goes sometimes, so. Oh, that's a victory right there. I think I'm going to show my other deck here today too. Now this one's going to be going out of play here really soon, because it involves the Battle Compressor, which from Phantom Forces is going out of rotation, so we'll not be able to use this one for too much longer unless I substitute that for something. I base this deck around my favorite Pokemon. Maybe I'll do like a double show of my decks, like my two main ones I use right now, being this one and the last one I use. This deck does have a weakness for mulligans. It takes a while to get some basics out here, but you'll see because I have so many energies. Well, there's a Mew, but that's not gonna help me too much in this situation. Not in a good position right here. But there's the Battle Compressors I was talking about. Let's use some of these to get down. Just trying to get these out of the way. end the turn like that. Man, no dice. What I can't do with that one, and kind of want to run this one here so I can hopefully get some cards going. There's a Cynical. That's a good start. Who do I want to run? If I get a Typhlosion out, then I can run that right away. Take care of that. I did attach these two so I could use the ability to let me use any of my basic Pokemon's attacks, but with the new Pyro incident, I'll just have to search out for that Typhlosion. What is the ability? By basic Pokemon, so that would have been good not to attack there. Pyro Break is probably what he's going to pull out right here. Oh, and he pulls out the N. And that's going to be difficult with the position I'm in. Not really much I can do at this point other than to believe in the heart of the cards, as they would say in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm just not in a very good position right here. If I could just get a rare candy, that would be like... Okay, that gave me a slightly better hope. And that would do it. Touch that with a burning energy. And boom, roasted. Okay, I think I will go over my decks that I use right now. Let's see, my 3rd edition of this deck. So we'll go right down the line. We should have done that. Lugia, I use this just because I need some more basic Pokemon in there, and it's pretty decent because it reduces attacks by 20, and it's 120 to EX Pokemon, all they're requiring a lot of energy. But this deck here, as you'll see, is mostly energy cards, 27 right now. 4 of these Cyndaquil. The Quilava, just so if I don't have any rare candies available, I can definitely get those out there. And then the 4 Typhlosion, I should say. With the attacks Massive Eruption, which is 80 times the amount of discarded energies when you discard the top 5 cards of your deck. So that's why I run so many energies, so I can do a lot of damage. Oh, and the other attack, I'm sorry. Flare Destroy, which is 130, and then you discard an energy to this Pokemon and then the opponent's active Pokemon. But if you have a burning energy on there, then you don't have to worry about that. I also run this for another basic Pokemon. This one I went back and forth on between whether I should run it or not, but this is good for like to discard the 2 cards of your opponent's deck. That just, if someone likes to go through their deck really fast. I've decked someone out before by using Houndoom here, and then Grand Phlegm I guess is good tech too if I need to get some energies from my discard pile. But I don't really use that one too often. And on rare occasions I'll use the Mega Houndoom EX. And if I discard all fire type energies attached to this Pokemon, I'll do 160 damage in total. But if I have 2 burning energies on there, then it's just 160 every single time. Then of course you've seen me run the Mew earlier. This helps me get Pokemon out because very little Pokemon usage in here, so I really need that card to get things going. As far as trainers go, I really needed to limit these, but the ones I do have in here are pretty essential. The Battle Compressor, that can help me get in any situation, usually get me in a better position. So if I have the Typhlosion already, I like to get rid of the Pokemon or anything I'm really not using so I can focus the deck a little bit more on energies to have a higher chance of hitting heavier damage. This is good for when I'm running out of energy, since it's happened before. I just put 5 energies back in my deck. And that also helps at the end of the game when I'm trying to get more energies into my deck for Typhlosion to use as power, so that's what I use that for. That's just for quick Cyndaquil to Typhlosion goodness. This comes in handy, especially when I'm really need to get Flare Destroy off if I don't want to discard any cards. This is a nice one to have. But same for like any fire type deck. Blacksmith is like a staple. Rigid is good for getting those basic Pokemon out since I don't run many of them. So this is if I get this one, I know I'm off to a good start. Lysander, just always a good card to have in the back pocket. Missy's Determination, just a solid card. You discard a card and you get to search your top 8 cards for any of the cards you want. So I think it's a pretty good deal. If I'm just in an awful spot though, Professor Sycamore comes through. This one's good because I always have energies to get rid of, so finding other cards is always good. And of course for my Houndoom EX. And here I run 4 burning energies, which when they're discarded from a fire type Pokemon, they just go right back to the Pokemon. 4 DCEs, just for the Lugia, for example, I would use it on that, and for retreat cost on Typhlosion. Those are always helpful. I might take some of those out though. Oh, and power, of course, for Typhlosion's energy. And attack, Flare Destroy, or Massive Eruption for that matter. And then 19 regular fire type energies. Oh, I'm already here, yeah. And let's look at my other deck. Here, I run 2 Talonflame, which, if it's your active Pokemon in your starting turn, you can just lay it out. And it's only 1 energy and no retreat cost for search your deck up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. So that's came in handy a lot of times. Deoxys here. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn. That's always good for getting cards like circulating through, because this deck, you really need to get those Pokemon out to get them evolved, and I'll explain that here in a minute. Jirachi is just another basic Pokemon I need in there to have as a basic Pokemon, essentially. But I get to search my deck for a card, any card too, put that in my hand. So I like that one to use sometimes. Litwick, this basic Pokemon in which this deck is based around. You'll see why this attack right here, I get to discard 2 supporters. No, 2 of any card, but I use them for supporters. You'll see here in a minute. Lampet for some evolution lines here. But I use the mirror attack if I do have Lampet up. So if I have a lot of cards, I can discard some supporters, and you'll see why here in a second if you don't know why already. This attack does 10 more damage for each supporter card in your discard pile, so getting rid of those supporters early on is really helpful for this. And it has the ability Sinister Selection, which once during your turn before your attack, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them in your hand and discard the other. So getting rid of those supporters is such a fast way to do it. Then Unknown is just using the ability to discard this card for no prize cards to the other player, and you get a card out of your deck. Supporter. I don't think I'm going to go through all these just because there's so many of them, and mostly I just use these for discards. So if you want to take a quick look. Now, one I will mention, or a few for that matter, is Sycamore, which I can discard like all the supporters I have in my hand just to get rid of them and draw 7 more cards. So that one is really helpful, along with Psychic's Third Eye, which they reveal their hand, which I don't really care about. I'm just here to get rid of my supporters, and I get to draw that many cards. And Dimension Valley is what I should go over. So each of my Psychic Pokemon's attacks cost like a less colorless energy, which is helpful for my Chandelure, who requires a Psychic and a colorless. So now I only have to use 1 Psychic when that's up. Is there any other ones I need to go over? I do not think so. All the other ones are pretty basic. And I do run 12 energy. 3 Mind Energies, I think is the name of them. Mystery Energies, I'm sorry. My bad. 2 DCEs and 7 regular Psychic Energies. So I think I'll do one more match with that deck I just showed you right there. Supporting Cast is what I call it. And then I think that'll be it. Mulligan. Oh, he has one too. Ooh, this is a really solid deck that he's using right here. The Oblivion Wing Evoltal is a powerful deck with the EX in there. Now always click no when you have a Talonflame up if you didn't know that before. Because you click yes and you have to shuffle it back into your hand, but if you click no, then it'll activate this as a basic Pokemon. He runs a Pancham variety in here. Just for a second, I'm going to try to get some cards out there. And that's how we'll end that one. Just taking a look at this Darkrai EX here. They generally run a Malamar EX for this, so look for that. In this case, I will have to use Steven, so I can get, well, for one, let's get a Skyla out. And a energy. Just for this. Now let's try a rare candy, and probably an energy is what I'm going to go for here. As you can see, I'm starting to build up all my supporters, so that way I can really get to using those abilities on the Chandelure when I can get to that point. Start building some of these up. That'd be on mine. Let's see what I can get off of the Sinister selection. Now let's just grab that DCE one at I think I'll use the Wally here. And with that, I'll just grab one of those. There's some other cards I need a little bit more at this point, so I think I'll have to grab a Chandelure anyways. I think one of those may be in my prize cards, a Chandelure. Sycamore is what I think I'll need to. Alright. Let's attach to this here. I'm going to use my Professor Sycamore in this instance to get some of those flowing. DCE, that's good. See, now I'm starting to really get rolling here, so. Let's see. So essentially 120 is what it'd have to do to that. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I think in this case I am gonna switch up for my Chandelure and go for the kill. He's gonna need another basic Pokemon if he wants to survive here, so. So he did 110 with a resistance, so I'll need to get rid of 7 more supporters somehow. If I want to take Darkrai out in one shot, which is not a very likely scenario. Probably gotta, yep, there's the basic. I'm gonna definitely try to get that Zora out here. Let's see what I can do with that one. Let's do that here too. Start to power some of these up. And the supporter I was going to use this turn was Lysander. Just so I can... Nice little addition there. I think that Zero had resistance too, so I did 120 there. So I need to get rid of 6 supporters this turn. I could just take out that Scraggy. Or he concedes to victory and that'll be the win for me. Taking a dark deck like that is always nice, so that will do it for me here today. That was a little bit longer of a video, but again, these are just test videos. I'll have to see how I like to pit these, like as far as format goes. But I guess until next time, I'll see you later.